Hey folks, so this video will be obviously different from my other videos. And after talking to my lawyer and other Ghanaians, I refuse to let what happened to me be swept under the rug. If you would have told me that investing in Ghana and buying land would have ended up with an assault, I would have never believed you. But this is my story. I've been told that it's just a whole it's just a broken system in Ghana, and this is just how things happen here. And folks, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. So with the popularity of people repatriating and investing in Ghana, it's important to know what system you're coming into, because most of us are coming from the West, coming from UK, and have no clue what it is to be in a country that's quote unquote underdeveloped or recovering from colonization. So there are things, especially if you're a single woman and you're very hands-on like me, there's a way that now I know I have to go about things in this country. This is, here in Ghana, it's a patriarchal system with very little to no accountability for fraudulent, unprofessional, unethical, criminal behavior. And that is what brings me here to share with you what I went through. I went through the proper ADR measures. ADR is Alternative Dispute Resolution. It wasn't part of my plan to showcase this, but I sent them a letter with certain terms within that letter to reconcile this issue.
The agent who received the letter is named Salaam Appeals on August 30th.
And they didn't respond within the 2 weeks given. My lawyer gave them another week. They didn't respond within that time. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, so allow me to be clear of who I'm talking about. This is not an attack on Ghana, the country. This is a exposure of KAS estates. The violation was done at the Abeka Junction location across from the police training station, and the representative is Salaam Manu. He's part of their sales and marketing department. So bear with me as I tell my story. For those that have been following me since the beginning, I've been recording my journey, documenting it since November 2020. And I have a playlist specifically for KAS because what I've experienced with them from a business standpoint has been so unprofessional and unethical that I create a whole playlist. And from, them moving my land without notifying me to sending my documents to someone unauthorized, but not sending them to me, and I'm the one that paid for them. So I was forced to fly to the country to just put my eyes on my indenture, from being threatened to, once I got to the country, finding out a portion of my land doesn't even exist. Folks, this company is beyond ridiculous. I don't even know how they're still open. And so, which brings me to my story, because once I found out that my plots didn't exist, the chief of staff said, come to the office and let's fix this. And this was on August 15th. So I got to the office. I was there for about 5 hours. Towards the end of me waiting and then fixing my paperwork, I see Salaam walk up the stairs. And so I already don't like the company. They know that I have videos out exposing their unethical and unprofessional behavior. So to avoid any type of confrontation, I was editing a video. So I put my earpod in to start editing. Before I can even put the second earpod in, Salaam comes, grabs my face, and forces me to look at him. And he says, "Look at me." Folks, what? Violation number 1. Why are you putting your hands on my face? I'm trying to avoid you, but you want my attention, so you're going to put your hands on me to make sure you get it. Insanity. So I hit his hand off my face. and he grabs my arm. And I'm sitting down. So by this time, I'm slightly lifted because he's pulling my arm. And I say, let me go. And he's like, and I said, don't touch me, let me go. He's like, well, I touched you, let me touch you last time. Folks, last time I was at that office, I was with my lawyer. I've never been alone with this man. I don't know where he's getting this stuff from. I must be someone to him in his mind that, okay, anyways. So we go back and forth. I'm trying to get away from this guy. I'm trying to like release myself, and he just won't let go. And by this time, I'm focused on getting away. And so he's saying something, but I don't hear it because I'm trying to get free. And then I saw the more aggressive I got, the more aggressive he got. So I changed the tactic. I smiled. I became more feminine. And I looked at his hand and I said, why are your fingertips purple? Folks, all his fingertips were purple. I don't know what that means. All I know, I'm thinking, your hands are dirty and you're touching me? That's ew. So he looks down at his hands and he looks slightly shocked, and then he lets go of me. Folks, that's how I got out of the situation. If I continued to stay masculine and fight for him to let me go, who knows what would have happened? He would have used his strength to make sure he knew who was in power. So once I became feminine and started smiling and, oh, why are your fingertips purple? That's when he let me go. And my witness, who was sitting next to me, I said, did you see that? That is a lawsuit. Folks, this is during business hours at the KAS office. What? So my witness says, you know, they do that all the time to women. They probably do that to the woman working here. I said, this is not right. No one should have to go through this. So the chief of staff comes out, and my witness starts talking tree to the chief of staff. And all I understood was lawsuit, because he was speaking tree, but lawsuit, he said, excuse me, he said in English. And the chief of staff just looked at me. And then he grabs me, and it takes me to the end of the corridor, and he starts talking about chop chop. Folks, because he's fixing what he did wrong regarding my land. So as I'm talking to him, Salaam sees me talking to the chief of staff, and then Salaam shouts, oh, you have a new friend now? We were friends. Folks, this is insanity. And I said, we were never friends. And then, of course, he comes back and forth, and every time he comes back, I'm like literally guarding myself. I don't know what's going to happen next, because I'm still there because they're fixing my paperwork. They're making land that doesn't exist all of a sudden appear. And after the last time he walked by, I talked to my witness. I said, this is crazy. And he was like, you know, I'm honestly scared for you. He said, don't be around these men by yourself. And I'm like, well, now I understand. And he was just like, you got to be careful, because even the chief of staff was winking at me, calling me his girlfriend. I'm just like, something's wrong. So after that, I told my witness, don't leave me until I get to my car. And he was like, I'm not going to leave you. And then he literally stayed with me until I got into my Uber. I drove to my Airbnb, and I sat there and I just cried, because I've never been through any of this before. I've never been physically assaulted in the States. I mean, the amount of extortion that goes on here, the amount of disrespect, I'm just like, what? And so as I was sitting, our Airbnb, I was just laying down on my bed, and of course I started to cry. And that just made me think of everything that I went through with KAS. From another one of their employees texted me like between 9 and 10 p.m. sending me a picture of himself, and then Salaam with his awkward love confession when I was calling him to get my refund because they moved my land without telling me. And I'm like, that's a breach of contract. And then freaking him releasing my indentures to a person that wasn't authorized to do so, then threatening me, and then I come here and then get assaulted during business hours when they're trying to fix selling me land that doesn't exist. This is insanity, folks. Insanity. So So I got myself together. I called my lawyer. They're shocked. And I said, I know this is a patriarchal system. So doing a criminal case, what strength do I have to do a case? He's like, as long as you have a witness, we can help you with this. And I was like, great. My witness is MIA now, so I don't even have a witness for a case to be strong. I went to the police department because I was like, there's no way I'm not going to do nothing. Filed a report there. I went to the Database Protection Commission. I reached out to them. They haven't responded yet because releasing my information to someone that's not authorized, that's a breach of data. Like, what? And I also filed a report with the U.S. Embassy. Folks, I don't care if my case is weak. There's no way I'm not going to do anything. At least his name's in the system, because if it's something that they do on a regular basis, report. People, report. So at least if they see 3, 4, 5 people complaining about the same company, complaining about the same person, at least that person that complains the 3rd or 4th time has a greater chance of winning a case. So I don't even have a strong case. It's not even gonna go. The chief investigator told me it's not even gonna go past. It's not even gonna make it to court because there's literally no evidence of him. No, there's no scar. There's no anything. And I said, this is crazy, folks. This is crazy. So that's what happened. So with the only unbiased witness I have blocking me and basically not gonna help me, all I have is you now. And if the system is broken to where employees or representatives can assault you during business hours at the office location, and they know they can get away with it, then I'm obliged to make a clarion call to everyone, especially if you plan on investing and repatriating as a single female here in Ghana. Like, there's no way you think that I'm going to let this happen to me and not tell you? No way. No way at all. Like, they can delay my indentures. They can do whatever they want. They can try to get back at me with not giving me the indentures to my land. I'm more valuable than land. You're more valuable than land. We're more valuable than any commodity that this earth can even bring forth. Folks, let us prioritize what's important here. Human life and dignity is important. They get away with stuff like this here. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this is recorded and this gets spread to every ear that has an ear to hear. So what do I need from you? Very simple. You guys are already doing it. Like, subscribe, and share, especially to those that want to repatriate and invest in Ghana. I don't need anything else, folks. I just need the word to be spread. Because even though I can't win in courts, especially because my unbiased witness is not willing to help me, folks, you're a type of court too. The people, the law might not have my back, but you, just by you liking, subscribing, and sharing, that's having my back, folks. And this is, at this point, this is beyond me. This is beyond me and me being assaulted, beyond me and land. This is the future and the reputation of the African diaspora coming back and investing in the motherland. What? Because now that you know this aspect of the Ghana law system, you can be prepared. Maybe if you're married, have your husband do most of the things. Or, if you're a female and you don't have a husband, hire someone. So now I have a caretaker that's going to overview my land. Folks, do you think I'm going to be doing the same thing like I did previously? No way. Because YouTube, all the land, it's not worth me getting my face beat in. Because you're telling me if a man is mentally and emotionally underdeveloped, he wants my attention and I'm not willing to give it to him, he can take my attention, physically assault me, and there's nothing I can do about it. You gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So if you want land that bad and you're willing to still work with this company, I mean, I don't even know what to say to you. And so now that this is bigger than me, there's a hotline in the description box. So if you have been violated and you have no voice, I'm willing to open up my YouTube page to interview you and to get your story out there, because no folks, it's just, I'm shocked. I am shocked. So I have my email. Don't abuse my email, please. Email me if you have a legitimate story that you weren't able to get out because you don't have a voice and the system's not really there for you to help you. Reach out to me and we can set something up. Lastly, folks, I'm the first one to return to the motherland in over 400 years. Since the transatlantic slave trade, my family has never been back to the motherland. We left these lands in the worst conditions humanly possible. And to come back and to experience this, when my whole goal was to contribute and invest and repatriate, and for this to happen and to find out that there's a hole in the system and that people can get away with this easily here, it's very upsetting and disheartening. So my YouTube will be a little different from now. I won't be so hands-on, but the vision continues. The beachfront boutique resort will continue. You just won't see me as much because I'm not willing to get beat up over this. Like, what? So overall, my case might be weak, but it doesn't diminish the truth of what happened to me. So folks, when we say like, subscribe, share, it's because it helps the algorithm and gets our video out to more people. And this video needs to reach every ear, every person that even have a little interest in investing in Ghana. They need to know their approach, especially if you're a single woman coming here, how to go about it, and maybe put men already in order to handle your business. And hey, if you're a woman and you've done everything on your own and you never ran into this, great for you. But my story is different, and I don't want this to happen to anyone, especially us coming back from the transatlantic slave trade, coming back and thinking this is a safe haven. Folks, I've never been assaulted in the States, not even by a white man. If I come here and get assaulted by a black man in Africa. Overall, I still believe that eventually we'll come together in unity through community. So even though I'm hurt and I'm just shocked of what I went through, I still believe that we can come together as a people because we've been through too much, and we can still come together and help each other and find a medium between the African diaspora and the Africans that's been on this continent. Because through colonization, folks, we never, in ancient Africa, Al-Kubilan, there wasn't, men and women worked together. We didn't have this disrespect between genders until colonization came. So let's keep that in mind, that we're trying to get back and forward with the correct mentality of unity, because that's the only way we can overcome any of this. So I still believe in us. I still believe that there's a tremendous opportunity in Ghana, but we just have to be strategic so we don't get hurt in the process. Okay, so thank you for watching my video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
As I drove through Ghana, I would see street art. ActionAid, ratify ILO C190 now. I stand with ActionAid and eradicating harassment at the workplace.